Hey, it's Steven for Megatech News, and today we are visiting with Samsung, talking about some brand new SUHD TVs that they have out in the Canadian market. We've got Jeff over here. How's it going, man?
Very good, thank you.
So I understand that in Canada, we're going to be seeing 4 new SUHD TVs in various sizes. Can you tell me a little bit about the new technology that's on them, what makes them different, and what makes them really stand out in the marketplace?
The SUHD lineup from Samsung has the capability of producing 64 times more color and 2.5 times brightness. So more color gradation is going to give us a smoother grayscale. Also, the same colors that you would normally see that the director intended us to see. The HDR, or high dynamic range, is going to give us that peak luminance of up to 1,000 nits on our flagship model. What that means is, when you look at a scene where there's the sun or a lot of light coming off the water, you're going to see that brightness, but you're also going to maintain great black levels as well. That content's going to come in the wave of Netflix through high dynamic range through some of their series and shows like Marco Polo, House of Cards. We also have the ability of maybe before the end of the year, Blu-ray UHD. So a lot of this content is coming, but until then, we still have the ability to remaster that and go from 8-bit to 10-bit using our remastering engine in our televisions.
And that's what's making all this material that we're seeing here look so vibrant, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Until the content comes in waves, we're going to watch a good bulk of our content on current broadcasting, maybe Blu-ray discs. So the ability to remaster and upconvert a lot of that to the color space that we want to play around in, this is going to be an advantage of Samsung and our strengthened processors as well. Certainly with consumers who are willing to spend that premium dollar on Samsung's premium product, we want to make sure they have the ability to update the TV regardless of any new type of standards that come out, whether it's HDMI 3.0 or DisplayPort. The One Connect Mini will certainly give you the ability to upgrade through hardware or connections, and then certainly in our flagship models like the 9000 and 9500, we also have the ability to upgrade the Smart TV's processor as well.
So it's kind of like the PC DIY of the television market.
Yeah, absolutely, and we want to make sure that the customer gets that good, warm feeling that they're not only getting Samsung's best technology, but certainly, like computers or any type of new technology, the concern is when is it going to be outdated? And sometimes that fear is almost weeks after you buy the product. So Samsung certainly is going to make sure that the customers don't get that feeling by having the ability to upgrade their television.
Now, obviously, you have some really great processing engine technology inside, but what makes it really stand out is, of course, this technology that you call nanocrystal. Can you tell me a little bit about it, and especially what makes it different than the more expensive OLED, and what makes it better than the LED LCD that we're currently using in most of our sets?
Well, certainly with SUHD, the nanocrystals that we're using give the ability to, on a typical LED light, and you can use an example as the back of your phone. When we use the LED light on the back of our phone, it appears white, but there's actually a yellow coating on that LED light. It's a yellow phosphor. Well, we've removed that, so we use blue LED lights, and these nanocrystals, depending on the size of the actual nanocrystal, it converts that blue wavelength into red or green. The only 3 colors we need with our television from the source to the panel is red, green, and blue. So that's going to give us better color purity. It's going to give us a wider color range. The 10-bit panel is going to expand that color gamut as well. And certainly we're focusing on our SUHD because we know that the LED is going to last a very long time. It's a reliable technology. There's no risk of image retention or burn-in that you might see in other types of technologies. So we're focusing right now at this point on SUHD because we're going to be able to give the best image, better colors, and a much high dynamic range than maybe some of the other technologies out there today.
Now, we've heard 4K, we've heard UHD, but what does SUHD stand for?
Good question. It's going to be a common question we're going to get. The S can be really anything you want it to be, whether it's Super UHD, Samsung UHD, striking, stunning. But you know what? It's really about it represents our flagship product.
As we understand, we have 4 new models coming to the market. Can you tell us about the sizing that we're going to be able to buy them in, and maybe a little bit about the pricing and availability that customers will be expecting?
We have the 8500, which is our entry SUHD. It starts at a 55-inch, and that's going to be about just under $4,000. And then we also have our flagship model, the 9500. starts in a 65-inch. That technology has full local dimming, and you can expect it to be around $72.99. And we even have an 88-inch massive TV that's going to run you close to $30,000.
For those curved television sets, the picture is definitely important, but as we know in home theater, sound is also important. Samsung has a series of curved soundbars that we're going to have a look at next. For home theater, sound is extremely important. In order to match the visuals up, you have to have great sound in the background for your home theater, 5.1, 7.1. But obviously, having a series of speakers like this probably won't fit in all cases. And of course, we want to be able to get the sound the best way in any way possible in whatever room that we have. So in the last few years, soundbars have become increasingly important because they blend nicely with television sets. First, we had the flat soundbars that match with our traditional rectangular sets. Now we have curved ones from Samsung that match the curved television sets that they have here. In fact, they have sizing that goes all the way up to 88 inches in their new series of soundbars that have this remarkable curve and this great looking finish. But what if you want something that basically doesn't look like a speaker? What if you want something that doesn't look like anything at all? So that's why we have these new speakers over here that Jeff is showing off here. So Jeff, these are called the Ring speaker. What can you tell me about them?
It's a unique design. We have a brand new facility in California where we've been developing some new technologies in audio, and this is basically the first fruit of our labor, and it's a part of our multi-room system. It's a speaker, but what's unique about it is how sound is dispersed. So we have a tweeter on the top, we have the driver down here, but we have what's called a ring radiator that allows the driver to drive music down. When it hits that ring, it disperses in a 360-degree angle, which means the traditional way of setting up your speaker, meaning aim towards the listener, you don't have to do that anymore. It doesn't matter where the speaker is placed, you're going to get music 360 degrees. So it could be in the corner of a room, the middle of the room. But what's nice is that we have Bluetooth technology so that you can connect it to your TV wirelessly, have the audio connected here, or you have the ability to move it around and place them into different rooms throughout the home.
So instead of like a traditional home theater receiver where you would have to throw that mic in the middle of the room, it would have to scan the room, this basically you can put anywhere in the room and get glorious virtual surround or stereo sound.
Yeah, it's with the 360 degrees, you don't have to find that sweet spot anymore. So there are going to be certain areas within the room that may benefit the consumer depending on where they want the speaker to be placed. But the nice thing about it is, you start with one, but you can add more of these in the same room, or you can place them into other rooms in the home as well. And using an app on our smartphone, you're going to be able to tie into your Wi-Fi network and start playing the music, maybe different speakers, or you can actually combine them and group them so that during spring cleaning, you could be listening to music and have a music follow you wherever you go in the house. So we do have a full-size version, which is going to use your AC power, but we also have a smaller version that is going to be portable. So you have a battery in there, and what's great about this little speaker is it can still be plugged in, but let's say you have that patio party on the weekend. Well, you're going to be able to grab that speaker, bring it out to the backyard, place it on the table, and regardless of where people are mingling, you're going to be able to get that 360-degree sound. So a great way of being able to share music in the backyard or even any other room that you want to bring music portably.
Now, as far as pricing and MSRP, what are we looking at? What are we looking at in terms of availability as well?
We're looking at probably around $499 for the small portable battery-powered one and $599 for the large one. We're looking at aiming around probably the summertime, June timeframe for the launch of the new Omni speakers.
And it's fair to say on balance, you're actually replacing a home theater receiver, you're replacing a few speakers. So at those price points, you're actually getting quite a bit of value, right?
Absolutely. You start with one, and before you know it, you may have 7 or 8 of them in the home.
That's great. Thank you so much, Jeff.
My pleasure.
And that's a look at what's brand new at Samsung for their roadshow in Vancouver. I'm Stephen with Megatech News. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you again.